Welcome to our Circus of Horrors. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today I'm playing for the game Pizzaro's Project Deep Dish, where we play as a young girl named Anne, and all she wants is to live a perfectly normal life. But that doesn't seem possible after she meets a poor sad clown. Help! Can you hear me? Someone, help! Where you at, Mew? Anyone? Chapter 1. The Source. Phew! Almost done with work. Maybe I'll go somewhere to eat after this. My name is Anne. I'm a normal girl who lives in a normal town, helping out my parents' fish market business. A customer is coming. Hello, Miss Chovy. A beautiful day in the calzone, isn't it? Miss Chovy, calzone. I see what you did there. The selection you have here today at the fishy business looks delicious. Thank you. Please take your time. I live in a place called the Calzone, an odd little district in coastal California. My name is Anne Chovy. Your parents must have hated you. Anne Chovy. But not because my parents have a sick sense of humor or anything. I mean, are you sure? Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Chovy. It's a beautiful baby girl. Dear, this is wonderful news. Look at how small and adorable she is. Oh, she's a darling. Have you thought of a name for her yet? Yes, ma'am. We chose it before. That would be Anne, spelled A-N-N-E. So, Anne Chovy. I get it. You're terrible parents. Wait, Doctor, I don't think you're supposed to say that. Actually, we'll change it. No. What? No take backsies. No take backsies. Wait, can't you just refuse to sign the birth certificate? Dad, just don't sign it. There you go. Then you can change the name. And that's the story. But it's alright, because just about everyone here has an odd name. In fact, Calzone residents probably think I'm weird for being named Anne. Anne, can you head off early today? Okay, I will. I guess I'll find a cafe or something. Some kids are poking at a sewer grate. Did you really see him here? I did. There was a clown wandering around the street. Hey now, don't stick stuff into the sewers. That's littering. Oh, it's Anne. But don't tell us what to do. You're a kid too. I'm in my 20s. I hold the cheeky kid by the ear. Anne, let's go. Let's go. The kid freezes in terror. Anne, behind you. The clown. What? That's not going to work. Let me go. Wow. The kid slips out of my grasp and they both run away. What got into them? I turn around and... Oh, he's just a tiny little clown. He's a very sad clown, that's what he is. Ah! The sewer clown is real! Hey, if I caught him, imagine how much money that would bring in. Stephen King would be the one paying me royalties. I've wrangled in fish bigger than you. Bring it on! The clown staggers listlessly towards me. I can hear the sound of small change clinking together as he drags himself closer. But please, spare some change? I can almost afford an item from the dollar menu. What? What should I do? Oh, I feel bad because he looks so sad, but you know what? No, We need one less clown. No, you don't deserve this dollar. Just the thought of having $1 makes tears well up in the clown's eyes. Please. Oh. The clown collapses in front of me. I can hear his stomach rumbling through his clown suit. Ah! Oh no! Hold on, I'll help you out. Oh, thank you. I'm Pizzaro. A clown named after pizza is starving. This is too sad. I'm Anne. Let me help you up. I was not allowed to be mean to the pizza guy. I lend the clown my shoulder and help him to the nearest McGoofy's fast food restaurant. Are you sure you want to pay for me, Anne? It's fine. You can use the help. You're so nice. Yes, I am perfectly nice. Simply forget about the fact I was going to allow you to starve. It's not a big deal. I can't tell if he's actually crying or it's a sad clown act. Also, I should mention that I'm actually a vegan. I thought you were starving. I don't think beggars can be choosers. No wonder you're starving. I'm a vegan out of necessity, not choice. I'm allergic to dairy and I've had some bad experiences with meat. So now I get sick when I eat it just out of reflex. Okay, that's understandable. It's easy to say I'm vegan. Alright, I understand. I'll go ahead and order then. I walk up to the register. How can I help you? Can I get 2 orders of fries and I'll take the apples and bananas, 2 of each. Sure thing. Are you sure, man? None of those items are from the dollar menu. Yeah, it's fine. Here's a free water cup too. Free water? For me? For your face. Yes, I'll drink the water using my face. No, I'm saying you're scared the other customers away if you keep that makeup on. But this is my job. You'll have less work to do if he scares away more people. Very true. Bring the whole clown car next time, won't you? After the McGoofy's worker hands us our order, Pizzaro and I take a seat. Thanks so much for bringing me all the way here, Anne. I'm surprised that you were able to carry me. I had some upper body strength from helping out at my parents' fishery. And he was pretty light. I think his makeup is heavier than he is. No, that wig looks pretty weighty. Ah, you did mention something about wrangling fish. That's amazing. I'm more amazed at this situation. Pizzaro begins eating the banana, but he's biting into the whole thing without peeling it. Pizzaro? Yeah? Oh, are you going to eat your peel? Can I have it if you don't want it? Be my guest. Actually, I'll just have the apple. Thanks. I always eat these out of necessity too. Well, I guess I sort of understand. At least he's not wasting food. Which one's weirder? Eating banana peel or eating orange peel? I think banana peel. That's the weirder one for me. I take the sticker off the apple before biting into it. Oh, you're not going to eat your sticker? No, Pizzaro, I will not. I realize that Pizzaro ate the banana, peel, sticker and all. He's even licking his fingers to get the glue residue. You know, you probably don't get any calories from eating the sticker. What? Really? Oh no, but food is so expensive. Pizzaro eats the french fries I brought him as if they're the best thing in the world. Well, I can't blame you. Times are tough. I do have a job, though. I'm a professional... clown? Underwater basket weaver. I can't believe clown is the better option here. The kids I met did think that you were the child-eating sewer monster clown, though. I don't kill kids. I'm a vegan. And the truth is, I'm not sure if I'm cut out to be a clown. Oh, but it suits you so well. Just kidding. Why are you a clown then? I couldn't make a living off underwater basket weaving, which I majored in. Ah, shocked, really. So you decided to be a clown? The next most stable profession. Actually, my second choice of major in college was microbiology. I would get great scores on the tests. But I decided to go for my real artistic passion, underwater basket weaving. Well, who does that? How could you follow your passion at a time like this? Now you're broke and it's your own fault. You're stuck as a starving artist making clown content. Look at yourself. You're right. I guess my dad really hated me becoming a clown too. He kicked me out not too long after I became one. It wasn't all bad though. My teacher was a great person. The clown who taught me everything I know was named Bogo Togo the Bozo. Was? He died tragically after being hit by a clown car in a freak accident. I bet it was freaky, alright. Wait, aren't clown cars really small though? How could it have killed him? There were a lot of clowns packed in the car, so it was heavier and just as deadly at high speeds. Ah, I see. Like a bullet train filled with clowns. And I guess I've been trying to continue his legacy, but it hasn't gone well. But anyway, aren't you going to eat your fries? They'll get cold. It's okay, you can have them. With meeting you, I'll realize that I've never truly been hungry in my entire life. Ooh, but still, Anne, I won't take the fries. You should eat properly. Or else, a lot of terrible diseases and conditions like anemia could happen. Your mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cells, can't function if you don't help them out. All right, I'll eat up. They're just fries, though. And so, somehow, Pizzaro and I became friends. To my surprise, one day Pizzaro invited me to his apartment. It wasn't surprised that he invited me, but more that he had an apartment. Maybe this isn't actually his place, and he's just a squatter. Hi, Anne. You're early. I rode my bike here, so I got here sooner than expected. I wish I had one of those too. I'd make traveling so much easier. Or a unicycle. Sorry, Pizzaro. Sharing food is easy, but I can't cut my bike in half. That's okay. Anyway, make yourself at home. I know there isn't much here, but... Oh, maybe we can stack the baskets to make a chair for you. I look over at the pile of woven baskets next to a bunch of scuba gear. That's all right. I wouldn't want to ruin your merchandise. I take a closer look at the baskets. Wait a second. Wow, these are actually really well made. Yeah, you could actually sell these. Why don't you open a Betsy's store or something? I don't have internet. And the public library calls the police on me because they think I'm the clown from It. Ah, I won't tell him that I thought the same thing. I'm glad you liked the baskets though. I had a lot of fun making them. I thought I was good at underwater basket weaving too, but maybe it wasn't meant to be. I still remember all my skeptics. Baskets? I didn't know the Amish lived here. You fraud! These are too good to be handmade. Fake! I bet he wove these baskets above water. Sounds like he's been through a lot. Nowadays, I don't go underwater much anymore because it'll ruin my makeup too. Wait, you don't have waterproof makeup? For shame. See, this is why your business has not been doing that well. You haven't been making the baskets with the makeup. Ah, you're missing the key selling point. I can't afford to always fix and apply it. Ah, that reminds me. I actually brought you a gift today. A gift? Really? Yeah, it fits perfectly with what we were just talking about, actually. Here you go. It's a waterproof makeup set. There we go. See, it's the one thing you needed. Wow! I'm actually just regifting it to you, so I don't know if it's clown grade or not. At the very least, it's still brand new. It'd still be thankful even if it had only one speck of foundation left. Pizzaro accepts the gift with gratitude written all over his chalky clown face. Are you sure, though? I thought you'd want to use this since you're near water often. It's okay. You need it more than I do. I don't usually wear makeup anyway. You don't? But you're always so pretty. I thought... I mean... Thanks, Pizzaro. I always smell like fish because my family's store, but I try to keep myself neat at least. Ah, oh, right. I should return the favor for the gift you gave me. That's okay. It was just a re-gift, remember? But I'm always getting food from you, too. Because of you, my net calories aren't negative anymore. I'd feel guilty if I didn't do anything for you, too. Trust me, I'd feel even guiltier if I took something from you. But, can I have one of your baskets then? I could use one. They seem really useful. What? So, I'm useful? You really think so? I was talking about the basket. That means so much to me, Anne. It really does. Yeah? You're doing great. All the crying is making your makeup run even more than usual. Oh, you're right. My clown mentor would always scold me for crying too much. I'll go fix myself up. It shouldn't take too long. But in the meantime, you can pick out and take home as many baskets as you'd like. Okay, thanks. Pizzaro goes into the bathroom as I look at the baskets. Let's see. These are actually pretty cute. Just then, I hear a notification buzz from my phone. Oh, I get a text from my dad asking me to help with some sudden chores. Pizzaro! Sorry, I couldn't stay longer, but I should. Silence. I hear some kind of clang sound come from outside. Pizzaro? Oh, going so soon? What? Who are you? Huh? The real Pizzaro couldn't possibly have more than one set of clothes. No, don't tell me. Are you a robber? Just so you know, Pizzaro has literally nothing for you to steal. No, Anne, it's me, Pizzaro. What? Really? If you're the real Pizzaro, then use those materials to weave a basket right here and right now. What? But I can't do it above water. Ah, that's the right answer. Is it really you? You look so different. Did you really think I always look like a clown? You are right about the clothes, though. Now that I'm looking closely, he's still wearing his clown shirt underneath. Sorry for doubting you. That's okay. At least you don't think I'm the clown from It or anything. Yeah! But anyway, my dad asked me to go back home for some chores. Good thing I brought my bike. I locked it to the railing outside. I opened the front door to show Pizzaro and... Ah! Someone stole the front tire off my bicycle, but left everything else. Does your bike always look like that? No. Maybe the sound I heard earlier was the thief. I swear, I'm not in cahoots with the robber. I wouldn't even know what to do with a single tire, Except maybe turn it into a unicycle. I swear to God, Pizzaro, if you end up with a unicycle in the next screen, I'm gonna know you stole my tire. It wasn't me. Yeah, I know. But now I can't ride it home. Just leave it to me, Anne. I'll show you what a real clown can do. Pizzaro, is this really going to work? Trust me, I can do it. Okay, hold tight. You know what? I'm not even mad. That is actually pretty impressive. I'm kind of proud of you, Pizzaro. Pizzaro manages to carry me while balancing the single-tire bicycle into a unicycle. Wow! Phew, I was worried I wouldn't be strong enough, but I think I can manage. I'm so glad my mentor taught me this trick. In his version, he could balance over 5 unicycles on top of each other while juggling people and jumping through fire. But don't you mean hoops of fire? No, he would just jump right through fire. I don't know if I can find you fireproof makeup. That's okay. I'm just glad I got this trick to work when I needed it the most. My mentor must be smiling down at me from clown heaven. Oh, good. The clowns go to separate heaven then. What? You don't like clowns, Anne? They're okay. I think lately I've come to think of them as slightly more positive light, though. That's good to hear. But to be honest, I don't really like clowns either, much less being one. You don't even like doing this. Then get a real job. What? Don't shake me. I'm gonna fall. After that, I just let Pizzaro have my bike and use it as a unicycle. That was his plan all along. Chapter 2, the cheese. Oh, so you've only moved here just recently? Yeah, that's why there's not much in my apartment. Is that the only reason there's nothing there? I'm still from the calzone though. Moving to another area completely would be kind of scary. I thought maybe the people here might like clowns a little more too. Why are you so convinced that being a clown is a good idea? Because of my mentor, of course. Oh, right. His name was, buy one, get one to go? The bozo? No, it's Bogo Togo the bozo. I mean, it kind of is buy one to get one to go. I don't know why my guess was so off. I can't believe you haven't heard about him. He was a world-renowned clown, and his skills were the real thing. And he made a fortune because you're famous? I thought so. Of course, I'm nowhere near his level yet, but he always said I could do better. In fact, he believed in me so much that he would always yell at me to do better. He was always yelling and glaring. Is that so? Let's try to find you a real job on the side. So I can help you set up a Betsy store online too. Really? You're the nicest person I've ever met. And you're the most pathetic person I've ever met. If you don't know your way around yet, I can guide you a little. Like over there is a really good pizza place. Oh, I actually don't really like. I'm really in the mood for some right now. I can pay for both of us. Sorry, what did you just say? Nothing, let's go. That was great. She really must have forgotten that I'm lactose intolerant. What was that? I said the pizza was really good, especially since it was free. Really? You were shedding tears the entire time, though. That was me just practicing my sad clown act. A true clown stays in character until the very end. And I get to cry all I want now that I have waterproof makeup set you gave me. I'm glad to hear that, I think. Though I'm not dressed as a clown, I'm still carrying some props around just in case. Just in case what? Well, we're in the cow zone. They say that this place where anything can happen, the land of opportunity. So, basically it's New York City, but cursed? What? Not cursed. It's full of good opportunities. Besides, my clown skills came in handy the other day with your bike, right? I can't argue there, I guess. Yeah, you have to think positive, Anne. Pizzaro pulls out a clown horn and honks it happily for emphasis. Well, his optimistic attitude was admirable, at least. I don't think I would survive a day as him. Excuse me. Hello. Yes, you two. A friendly-looking police officer comes up to me and Pizzaro. I thought I heard a clown horn around here just now, but would you happen to know anything about that? What? He can specifically tell between normal and clown horns. Allow me to explain. The station has gotten multiple reports of a hideous, listless clown wandering these streets lately. If you learn anything, please let us know so we can destroy it. What? Destroy it? Are you sure, officer? Aren't the police usually prone to dying in horror movies? You'd be in danger. That's what you're worried about, Anne? You're right. But you've watched it, yes? Doesn't the monster just prey on your fears? He's going to have to do a lot better than anything in that movie to make me flinch. So, don't worry about me. Well, I mean, sure he goes after the fears, though you also forget the fact that, he did stab a guy. A guy did die through a stabbing. Just saying. Why does it feel like he isn't exaggerating? That being said, if you feel unsafe at any point, please feel free to ask our officers to escort you home. The cow zone is quite peaceful, so we officers have a good amount of time on our hands. Why are there so many officers then? Our chief likes seeing men in uniform walking around the streets. Don't tell anyone I said this, but she's basically a pervert. Okay, well, you said it. In her defense, you do look mighty dashing. Huh. I'll be on my way then. Have a nice day, miss. And Mr. Clown. Smiling with only his mouth and not his eyes, the policeman tips his hat and goes on with his patrol. Maybe you should hold off on dressing up for a while. Maybe. That guy was scary, and in another art style. He seemed nice enough to me. It looks like he's working hard as an officer. Oh, do you like guys like that? Guys who are cool, collected, and have a stable job? Do you mean romantically? I'd say I like normal people who act and look normal. So I'm not really a fan of blue hair, despite having it myself. Normal? Are clowns normal? Not really. In that case, I won't dress up as a clown anymore. Yeah. All right. You really shouldn't until the police start marking you anyway. And just so you know, red hair is perfectly normal in places outside the cow zone. Yeah, I know. My friend Cilantro always tells me about how normal the rest of the world is. I kind of want to see what he's talking about, but I want to help my parents with a store. I'd have to save up more if I want to travel too. Though I'm sure Cilantro would pay for it if I asked him. Oh, yeah. Money is hard to come by. But Anne, if you're curious about the outside world, you should go see it at least once. Saving money is possible, I think. Even I can do it.
You can?
Yeah, just the other day, I saved up an entire $1. I cried all over it once I realized how much I had.
Good for you.
Yeah, I think my luck has really been looking up ever since we met. In fact, to show you how thankful I am, I'll give you my $1 so you can start your travel fund.
Huh? That's okay. I don't really...
No, I insist. I don't want to become greedy and evil too.
I think it looked more evil taking $1 from you, of all people.
Let's see, they should all be in my pocket.
They?
Pizzaro begins handing me $1,
Penny by penny.
Oh, here, take these as a token of my appreciation. What's this feeling? My pockets are getting lighter, but my heart feels heavier with every penny I give away.
You can have them back.
Really? You're the nicest person ever, Anne.
It just wouldn't be worth the effort to exchange them at the bank. Oh, it's getting a little late. I should head back to the store.
Okay, see you later, Anne.
See you.
I leave Pizzaro. Anne really is super nice, even though I'm a clown. I should do more to repay her too. And maybe if I'm lucky, she'll fall for me one day too. What am I saying? Pizzaro paces around, holding his pink cheeks. Well, hi there. Shiren, what are you looking at? A clown. What? You found it? I did? Well, where is it then? I'm not telling. It's more entertaining this way. Looks like it's just a harmless clown too. Dumb, but harmless. Well, if you say so then. Though, I wonder who put up these wanted posters. Oh, actually I've only just noticed it. I wonder if someone wants that clown dead. Interesting. Shiren, don't smile when you say that. Oh, pardon me. And so, Pizzaro somehow avoided arrest. Later that week. All right, Anne, I'm ready to do your makeup.
You really don't have to, you know. I only said okay since you looked like you were going to burst into tears. If I said no.
No, I wasn't. I was just practicing my sad clown act again. But anyway, I'm going to do a great job. Close your eyes. I'm going to look like a clown, aren't I?
Okay.
Right before I close my eyes, I catch a glimpse of Pizzaro holding some foundation that's as white as chalk.
Pizzaro, is it just me or is that foundation kind of pale?
Trust me, you'll look good. Besides, you're pretty pale already. Excuse me, it's not my fault I've got the complexion of milk. It should match you just fine.
If you say so.
Let's see, just a little bit of colour here, and all done. Take a look. I knew it. You know what? It's kind of cute. I don't hate it.
Don't tell me. You can only do clown makeup?
Huh? I thought you knew I was going to. Do you not like it? This is horrifying. But it was my own fault for not realizing earlier. I shouldn't blame him.
It's great.
But you don't look so happy.
I'm just practicing my sad clown act.
Really? That really is a convincing act, Dad.
Thanks. Maybe I should be a clown too. But, sorry to waste your efforts, but I'm really not used to how heavy this makeup feels. I'm going to wash it off.
Oh, that's okay, but my apartment doesn't have running water.
What? Are you serious?
You sound just like my mentor. I'm sorry. The landlord shut it off after I missed a few payments.
It's okay. Luckily, I have a water bottle in my bag. Phew.
I'm sorry, Anne. I thought I could do a good job. My mentor said that makeup was the only thing I could do half decently, so...
You know, I've been getting the feeling that maybe you shouldn't look up to your mentor so much.
No, he was a great person. He had a temper, but he did take care of me ever since my dad kicked me out. He even fixed my hair for me, saying my natural hair was an evolutionary mistake. I mean, he was still insulting me, but at least he saved me haircut money.
Wait, so this isn't your real hair?
It is, but I just have to fix it every day, or else it sticks straight up, just like my dad's hair. I'd show you, but I don't have any photos. I'm really curious.
Oh well, I guess I'll see it eventually.
I messed up this time, but I'll do better next time for sure. I actually made reservations for this really nice restaurant for dinner.
Oh, great, there's more. Is that why you wanted to do the makeup?
Sort of.
Were you expecting me to go outside looking like a clown? I might get arrested.
There's no way they'd arrest such a pretty clown. You're too good looking to go to jail.
That doesn't really make sense, but thanks. So, what restaurant is it? McGoofy's?
No, of course not. It's a nice one. Pizzaro shows me a receipt for his reservation.
Oh, wow! You're right. I know this restaurant. They have good spaghetti.
So, you already like them? What a relief. All the work to buy the reservation was worth it then. Except our table is...
Is what?
Nothing, but it's a surprise. And it'll be a good in its own way.
I'm going to have to sit out on this one.
No! I promise our table isn't in the bathroom or anything. Almost was, though.
Pizzaro.
It'll be fine. It'll be just like that famous Disney movie with the dogs.
Are you saying it's in a back alley? If you say so.
And so, partially out of pity, I went with Pizzaro to see what he was talking about. Wait, I don't think Pizzaro has any money.
Oh, I see. We're behind the actual restaurant. It actually looks kind of nice.
It does, doesn't it? I could only afford the back alley, but it's not so bad. Oh, look, the chef is bringing out the spaghetti. This is perfect. It's just like the Disney movie. Now, just to roll the meatball over to you with my face.
What are you doing? We have forks.
Oh, you're right. I'll go dig in then. Wow, this is really good.
Right? This is one of my favorite places. Ah!
Huh? What's up?
The spaghetti sauce around your mouth looks like your clown makeup. Wow, I can't believe a clown is actually making me laugh.
What do you mean? I can't believe. Clowns can be funny and lovable too. Oh, look, there's the super long spaghetti noodle just like in the movie. And if you want to,
you can have it.
What?
You're broke and always starving, so you should have it.
No. And so, dinner with Pizzaro surprisingly went well. And a few days later... And you have a letter from Cilantro.
Oh, it's been a while. Let's see.
Dear Anne, I'm sorry that I haven't had the time to send you a letter recently. My Betsy's store's business has been booming, so I've been rather busy. I hope your parents' fishy business has been prospering as well. Please give your parents my best regards. As always, if they have anything in particular they'd like for their upcoming birthday gifts, please let me know. And of course, that goes for you too. Name anything and it's yours. I refuse to spend less than 1,000 USD on each of you, so prepare your wish lists now. Unfortunately, I don't have any plans to visit the calzone anytime soon because of my schedule, but I'd love to treat you and Mr. and Mrs. Chovy out when I do. But enough of that, let me talk about some amusing stories from my recent business trips.
He's too generous as always.
After a few minutes of reading, I get to the end of the letter. And then I finally snapped, saying for the last time, I'm not buying one of your yachts again. Isn't that hilarious? Anyhow, sorry to bore you with such a long letter. I'll be looking forward to your reply as always. Sincerely with love, Cilantro.
I'm glad he's doing well. Oh, is that a letter from Cilantro? He's so sweet to go through the trouble of sending letters in this day and age. It's a tradition between us after all. I think he likes the personal feel to it. And it's romantic.
What? Romantic? I'll send you letters too, honey.
Dear, don't be silly. I'll go write a reply to Cilantro for once. I have something interesting to tell him.
Maybe I shouldn't mention that Pizzaro is a clown, though.
Cilantro might actually report him to the police.
And elsewhere, outside of the calzone.
Hey, Cilantro, you have a letter from Anne.
Ah, yes. Finally. Thank you, sister. Let's see. Ah, yes. The letter smells like Anne. It's definitely from her. A nostalgic, fishy scent of the ocean. I wish I had time to visit that wretched calzone just for her.
Stop being weird, Cilantro. Just read the letter.
Fine. She says she's doing well and... What's this?
Huh? What's up?
Who the hell is Pizzaro? Chapter 3. The Crust. A sleek black car pulls up in front of the fishy business, and out from the side comes a certain soap-scented friend. Mr. and Mrs. Chovy, I'm sorry to skip the pleasantries, but where's Anne?
Oh my, Cilantro! You just missed her.
Cilantro, you've grown up even more than before. I thought your letter said you didn't have time to visit anytime soon. Yes, there was a change of plans, and I was just in the area.
Oh, I see. As for Anne, she said she needed to go feed something.
Feed something? She probably means the geese at the park. Why don't you try there? I will then. And before I forget, please help yourselves to the gifts I brought to pardon my sudden intrusion. Butler? Cilantro's driver steps out of the car and hands Mr. and Mrs. Chovy flower bouquets. On closer inspection, the flowers are made of money.
Oh dear, Cilantro, we couldn't possibly accept.
I don't mind accepting. Think nothing of it. It's all pocket change to me. I'll be off then. Soon after. Where's Donald Geese been censored? I don't see Anne anywhere. I could call her, but who calls people nowadays? She'll suspect something. Otherwise, I can just pretend I'm here on a sudden business trip. I have to see with my own eyes who this Pizzaro vermin is. Oh, weekends are the best! more people come to toss perfectly good food at the geese. Pizzaro is scrambling to pick up breadcrumbs on the ground before the park geese can eat them. Ah, no, this is mine. This is the only food I can afford. Pizzaro is now fighting the geese. Who? No. What is that? My God, how unsightly. You there, do you not have any pride as a human being? What are you, a clown? Huh? Did he just call me a clown? How did he know? What was that? Nothing. Don't distract me, I'm in the middle of lunch. You call this lunch? Are you a goose that turned into a human or something? Is that why you don't have any standards? Leave me alone. Rich, white-collar guys like you would never understand what it's like being poor. Wait, the way your shirt and hoodie looks like a pizza slice. Knowing that the calzone operates, don't tell me, are you? Pizza? I don't really like it, so I'd prefer something else. I wasn't going to buy you any. And how can you still be picky? It's because I'm lactose intolerant and a vegan. Well, no wonder you're starving then. You did this to yourself. Besides, is it vegan to eat a breadcrumb that you wrangled out of a goose's mouth? I mean, that would still be vegan. Just because you took it from the goose's mouth doesn't mean it's now made of goose. I don't know. That I didn't choose this, society did. Blaming society. You aren't going to get anywhere with that attitude. But it's true. It's because no one believed in my underwater basket weaving. What in the world are you talking about?
Cilantro.
Ah,
I didn't know you were in town. And acquainted with Pizzaro already, it seems.
Yes. I happened to come here on a sudden business trip. And you know this stuck-up rich guy?
Yeah, we're friends. His name is Cilantro. He runs a popular Betsy store with hand-carved artisanal soap.
So, he's rich because of soap? Everyone uses soap, except you, I suppose. How did Anne ever become friends with a jerk like you?
Oh, that's because we're childhood friends, actually.
What? Oh no! Rich, good-looking, and a childhood friend? But most of all, he has those cool palmer's gloves. How am I going to compete?
Compete for what?
It's just as I suspected. Anne, you should really stay away from rabble like this. You might catch some disease that poor people have. Or worse, start smelling like marinara sauce. Hey, I don't smell like marinara. Do I, Anne?
Don't ask me. Cilantro really does have a good nose, though.
Just because he's a soap salesman.
But anyway, I brought some bread crusts from home. You can have them, Pizzaro.
Wow, really? Full of gratitude and tears, Pizzaro accepts the crusts. They're the most delicious thing I've ever had. The park geese side-eye Pizzaro as he stuffs his face with stale bread crusts. I can't watch. If you give me money, I won't be poor anymore. I'd rather burn it than give it to you. You're so typical of rich people to hoard what they have. And typical of poor people to keep asking for free money. Well, if you don't plan on helping, stop complaining and let me be poor in peace. I would, if you weren't playing the Hunger Games with park geese. Yeah, I guess it was too much to hope that they'd get along. Well, putting this peasant aside, it's been a while since I visited the calzone. Has everything been alright, Anne? On the way here, I saw wanted posters for a disturbing clown, but...
Oh, that! Yeah, he's real.
Then you saw him. Goodness, I thought it was just a joke from the police, since I heard the chief is a maniac. If you'd like, you and your parents can stay at my mansion outside the cow zone until they find that clown dead or alive.
Yeah, I really shouldn't tell Cilantro that Pizzaro is the clown.
But honestly, clown or not, I still want you to move out of this cursed land.
Yeah, I know. I'd prefer to live a normal place too.
What? Don't move, Anne. It's not all that bad here. You only think that because you were born and raised here, weren't you? The whole cow zone is out of its mind. It's as if the laws of reality are warped here. No one outside believes me when I say my hair is naturally green and the cilantro is, well, an organic name here. I mean, that's not so bad. If only that were the end of it. Even attempted murder is dismissed as long as it's for slapstick comedy or a good joke.
That's true.
Just think about my offer, Anne. You can accept any time. Anyhow, sorry to ask you on such short notice, but do you have some time to spare? While I'm still here, I'd like to hang out together.
Oh, sure. Yeah, who knows when you'll get another chance to visit.
That's settled then. Let's head back to my apartment.
See you, Pizzaro.
Bye. I guess I'll go home too. We all ended up walking in the same direction. Are you following us? You're the one following me.
Relax. It looks like you guys just happen to live in the same direction. This is
my apartment. What? No, it's mine. Oh, you're right. You don't have any baskets and scuba gear. My apartment is one door over. Wait, what? I thought you were rich. You live here, like this. I don't stay in the cow zone often, so I rented this cheap place for when I do visit. Also, why did you invite yourself in? Are those boxes of soap in the corner? Your floor is littered with soap shavings. It's technically clean because it's soap. You can harvest the shavings if you want. You're good at picking up crumbs, aren't you? Maybe I will, and then I'll be a rich soap salesman too. Be my guest. See how easy it is. Still, I'm a bit embarrassed to show you such a mess, Anne. You should be. My apartment doesn't have any messes. Because yours doesn't have anything in it to begin with.
Don't worry, Cilantro. I don't mind.
That's a relief. Now, let's have the pizza boy leave. You ordered pizza. I told you I don't like it. I'm talking about you. Just then, we hear phone notification sound. That's mine. It's an important business call.
We'll just step outside for a second then.
We can hang out in my apartment. It really is just next door. I can show you the most recent baskets I wove.
Sounds good. Let us know when you're done, Cilantro.
Pizzaro and I leave Cilantro's apartment. No, I can always hang up on. Hello? Yes, this is Cilantro speaking. And over at Pizzaro's apartment. Well, I guess it's a good thing that Cilantro is busy. But he sure is different from back then. Here, Anne, I made you this flower for you.
Wow, Cilantro! You're getting really good at soap carving.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I could afford paper and pencils instead.
Did you run out? I can just give you more.
Oh, but I'd feel bad. I don't have anything to give you besides soap. It's the only thing in my dad's Betsy store.
That's okay. The kids leave me alone if I don't always smell like fish. It's all thanks to the soap you gave me.
But now they'll make fun of you for smelling like weird Betsy soap. That's what they say about me.
I don't mind. I'd rather hang out with you anyway.
Oh? Yeah, me too. But I'm moving away soon. And we can't afford a phone or the internet. Or even stamps to send letters.
I'll just send you letters with extra stamps inside then.
Oh, that's a good idea. You're the best, Anne. I'll repay you for everything one day. I swear. I didn't get a reply for the first few weeks after he moved. But then I realized I had to send him paper, envelopes, and pens along with the stamps. Good times. Anne, what's up?
Nothing. Just spacing out a little.
Oh, are you hungry? I actually saved up some emergency rations.
You mean that jar on the table? Isn't that just marinara sauce? Let's see. Extra vegan marinara, pesticide and cilantro free.
Cilantro is the pest. Don't tell him I said that, just in case he wants to give me money.
Don't hold your breath.
But I'm good at that because it's all the underwater basket weaving. Really though, how did you end up being friends with a conceited jerk like him?
I mean, one could also ask how we ended up being friends too. Cilantro wasn't always like that. Actually, he was a lot more timid when he was a kid. I guess he had to turn cutthroat to be a successful businessman. Believe it or not, Cilantro's family used to be really poor. They were running a failing Betsy soap store. Cilantro was really artistic, but they couldn't afford supplies, so he just used whatever he was around.
But that was soap? And that's how he got so good at soap carving.
Apparently. And now he's the millionaire entrepreneur soap salesman you see today.
Wait, millionaire?
Yeah, but that was only recently. When we were about 7 or 8, his family moved away to a place with cheaper rent. He lives in a mansion now. That's mostly his family can live comfortably. He's fine with living in this apartment complex after all.
Whoa, I never would have imagined. Then he should be nicer to me as a fellow peasant.
Maybe looking at you brings back bad memories for him. He worked really hard to be successful. Not that you don't try to. Don't tell him I told you this, though. I'm just hoping it'd help you two to get along a bit better.
Oh, I guess so. But now I can't really compete. He has everything I don't.
Come on, what happened to your positivity from before? It's already a miracle that you've survived this far. Your Betsy's store hasn't been doing too bad either.
Yeah, thanks to that, I finally have water again. But that's not why I'm a down clown. I mean, who would ever choose me over cilantro? But you're right, Anne. My perseverance is the best thing I've got going for me. I gotta keep going.
That's the spirit.
Later that day,
I wonder if Cilantro's still on the phone. We even had time to get some more goofies. Oh, I forgot to get ketchup. I'll be right back.
Okay, I can wait here.
Just don't stand next to that wanted clown poster. Someone might realize it's you.
Okay. I go back into McGoofies for a second. Does that really look like me? Wanted clown. Isn't that you? What? How did you? What? Are you so worked up over? Oh, nothing. He was joking. Phew. I'm guessing Anne went back to McGoofy's to get ketchup. What? How did you know? I didn't even say we went to McGoofy's. Anyone could tell by how your pockets are spilling with the napkins and sporks you pilfered. Oh, I guess so. Besides, Anne and I have known each other for a long time. Of course I know her habits and more. And that means I know you aren't her type, so leave her alone. Well, I know what her type is too. She likes plain normal guys. So you don't fit the bill either. At least I have bills. Dollar bills. Well, I know all about bills. Like when I wrestled Buddha that a duck's bill. Why do you seem so proud about that? I have to do everything I can to survive. So really, can I have some money? What? We were busy talking about Anne. We can be rivals for love, but friends financially. You're unbelievable.
Oh, Cilantro, you found us. What were you two talking about?
Money-related things? Ah, yes. That reminds me. Did you happen to see the news notification just now? Betsy Online systems went haywire for some reason. Merchants' bank accounts were randomly charged amounts up to 10,000, or possibly even more.
Whoa, is everything okay on your end, Cilantro?
Yes, not a problem. It's rather annoying, but not such a big deal for me.
That's a really big mishap, though. Oh, wait, Pizzaro, your online store.
No, my bank account. Are you okay, Pizzaro? You seem to be a bit screamy. What? You have a bank account? I can't believe it. I can't either, frankly.
Cilantro.
I'm somehow even more broke than before. And I still have all my college debt from Dump University. You were dumb enough to fall for Dump University's scam. You just deserve to be poor then. It was the only college that accepted me. Pathetic. But this works in my favor. This ends here and now, Pizzaro. I'm giving you an ultimatum. I'll pay off all of your debt, and then some, if you sign a contract saying you'll stay away from Anne for the rest of your miserable life. What? I'll even use my connections and promote the baskets, or whatever things you weave. You'll be famous on Betsy in no time, and could live off your artistic passion forever. That sounds like a dream come true. How predictable. No one can cling to virtue when enough money is dangled in front of them.
I mean, couldn't he just accept it and then break the deal? I mean, I can't say that as being too legally enforcing, right?
Accept it. Your feelings, thoughts, and opinions all have a price tag on them. And I can buy them. No, I won't take your offer. What? Anne means way more to me than any of that. You. Why would you go so far? The same reason you would. Anne is the only person who treated me with kindness when I was at my lowest.
Was at his lowest?
Don't you compare us. We're nothing alike. Unlike you, I found a way to make my obscure skills profitable. But still, I'll find another way. You can make the offer as many times as you want. I'll never accept it.
Are you sure? You should take the money. I would.
What? You would?
I doubt a contract like that would be valid outside the cow zone anyway.
You're right. So, Cilantro? No. Just to spite you, the offer is closed. Poverty suits you better anyway, What? No!
Sorry, Pizzaro. You really should have just gone for it.
I was trying to be romantic. Pizzaro gave me a sudden hug. It really does smell like marinara. Get off her this instant! Cilantro prized Pizzaro off of me.
I'm surprised you didn't fall for the offer, though.
Yes, I'm shocked, really. Oh, yeah? I mean, sure, money is good so I can live, but it's not all that tempting to me otherwise. I'm used to being around rich people. My dad is a celebrity after all. His name is Dude Fire, if you've heard of him.
What?
In the world? Dude Fire! Dude Fire, okay, I see it. The one and only OG Bruchacho. Chapter 4. Chemical X's in pizza? Unbelievable.
I can't believe the celebrity chef Dude Fire is Pizzaro's dad. Wait, so your original hair is naturally like his too?
Yeah, he's my dad, but he disowned me, remember?
So your full name is really Pizzaro Fire? I thought that was just an alias for the Betsy store. I guess I should have known better though. Cilantro, when you were a kid, weren't you a big fan of Dude?
Anyhow, your father was rich and famous this entire time. Did he disown you for being a vegan? I don't know. Maybe. Pizzaro can't say it because of the clown thing. Well, that's understandable. Dude Fire is a famous chef. It's no wonder he'd get offended if you didn't eat what he cooked. I do kind of think having his cooking is what makes me sick whenever I have meat now. What? How dare you? Dude Fire's cooking is sublime. Not when you have to eat it every single day for every meal. You don't know how good you had it. But actually, the person I was on the phone with earlier was Dude Fire. Dad! It's manager. Who are you calling Dad? Why did you pause for so long? Anyhow, you don't sound like you're sure why he dislikes you. Perhaps there's room for reconciliation, and then you could move out and away from this area. Right, Anne?
Well, I see your point, but wouldn't Pizzaro know best? Come on, Pizzaro, reject the offer.
You're right, actually. We should go see him.
What?
Good. Apparently, Dude Fire is interested in having donkey sauce scented soap. Donkey sauce scented soap. Well, okay. I already have an appointment to meet him later this week. Nice. This will be the first time I've seen my dad in a while.
What? No, Pizzaro!
I pulled Pizzaro over to the side.
Your dad doesn't like you because you decided to be a clown, right? Cilantro's going to realize you're the wanted clown. If we all go meet Dude Fire together, he'll definitely get you arrested.
Oh, you're right. Why didn't I think of that?
I guess all the lead in the clown makeup went to your head.
No, I think it's always been like this. What are you two whispering loudly about? Are you coming to meet Dude Fire or not? This might be my last chance to meet my dad. The last time I tried to go, the guards chased me away. I'm guessing he was still in his cloud form.
Well, it seems important to you. If you're ready for the risks, I guess you should go then, Pizzaro.
Yeah, but aren't you coming with Anne?
I don't really have a reason to.
But, I don't think I could pretend for even a second that I'm friends with this guy. Things would go more smoothly if you were there as the voice of reason, Anne. Otherwise, I might end up telling Dude Fire to let him perish. Hey!
All right then. If things go well, he might even take Pizzaro back in for a while.
That's decided then. The appointment is the day after tomorrow at noon. We're meeting up at the expensive restaurant. That means you can't go in there dressed in that pizza shirt. Oh, but I don't really have any of his shirts.
Is there any way you can meet Dude Fire elsewhere? Like McGoofy's?
A business meeting at McGoofy's.
Please, Cilantro.
Fine. I'll do what I can. I suppose Dude Fire of all people might be okay with that.
Thanks, you're the best.
Yes, of course I am. I am too. I'll do my best to patch things up with my dad.
I hope so.
And so, all we have to do now is wait. The next day, I decided to go to the park for a while.
I don't know how I got into this weird mess. First, I saved a cow from starvation, and now I'm meeting Dude Fire. I just want to live a quiet, normal life.
And just then, I see a man feeding the geese at a bench.
That guy, he's so normal looking. I haven't seen a guy with black hair in years.
He's exactly my type.
You don't see guys like that in Calzone every day. What should I do?
Should I go up to him? Hello. The man notices me staring at him and greets me first.
Hello.
Are you here to feed the geese too?
Oh, I guess so.
The real snack here is you, though. Feel free to join me then. This particular goose wearing the sailor outfit never seems to get full.
Yeah, that's Donald Goose, right? That little guy is really mysterious. I'm Anne, by the way.
Anne?
Is something the matter?
No, I was just thinking how that's a very normal name for someone in the calzone.
Yeah, but my last name happens to be Chovy.
Ah, I see. The calzone truly is an unfortunate place.
Yeah, the same thing happened with my dad, actually. His name is Hal, and his original last name was Lbut.
Oh, Ibbot. I got it.
I still like my name, though. My parents tried their best to give me a normal one.
I see. They sound like nice people. My name is Benjamin. I'm from outside the calzone, here on a business trip.
Ah, that must be why your name and looks are so normal. You're really, really normal compared to everyone else here. But I don't mean that in a bad way. You look great.
I think I'm rather average, but thank you.
Calm down, me. I'll scare him away if I keep acting like this.
Is this what having a crush is like? I'm not acting like myself. A bunch of geese jump into the water, making a big splash.
Ah!
But Benjamin steps in front of me before any water hits me. How unlike me. I let my guard down. I'll have to change my clothes.
Oh no, now he's hot and wet. Sorry about that, Benjamin. You didn't have to shield me.
Think nothing of it. It was just a reflex. A proper gentleman should do at least this much.
Still, here. I should have a hanky somewhere.
Thank you, but I'm fine. I have my own, actually. Well, okay then. That was unexpected. Benjamin pulls out his handkerchief. What? What? I blink and Benjamin is holding a regular white handkerchief. Is something the matter?
Oh, nothing.
Don't tell me. Anne's actually fallen for Pizzaro. I've been spending so much time with clowns that I'm seeing things. Some water's still got on you. Pardon me. Before even wiping himself off, Benjamin gently pats the side of my hair with his handkerchief.
Thank you very much.
I didn't expect you to be this happy. He smiled.
Yes, sir. It was an honor.
I could die and end up in clown heaven right now and still be happy. This is going so well. Everything is so cliché and normal. My look is finally doing something for me. Pardon me, I'm not usually so forward. It must be because I met you.
What? What do you mean?
Nothing. Anyhow, those geese really made a bigger splash than I thought they could. Ben begins unbuttoning his drenched vest.
Wait! Let me get my cap out first at least.
Anne? Anne, are you okay? Oh, Anne, there you are.
Don't get in my way, pizza gremlin.
What did I do? And I'm not a pizza gremlin. I'm a pizza clown. What in the world? Pizza clown, huh? Oh no, Benjamin looks really off-put. Pardon me. I just remembered I have some business to attend to.
Wait, is this because he's a clown?
I'm sorry. I have nothing against you, Anne, but I detest clowns with all my being. Benjamin glares at Pizzaro with intense disdain. Farewell, Anne.
But...
Benjamin leaves. Jeez, he sure was scary. Huh? What's wrong? Oh, are you practicing your sad clown act again?
You had better hope that all clowns go to heaven.
I grab Pizzaro by the collar and shake him the same way he shakes his coin can. What? I'm sorry. What in the... What's going on here? Anne is attacking the pizza peasant. Good form, Anne. Eliminate him. Throw him into the sea.
Because of you. Because of you. Benjamin will never come back.
Who's Benjamin? Was it that man who walked away just now? So Pizzaro scared him away. Haha, I'll have to give my thanks for that then. Then help me. And that's about enough, I suppose. Cilantro pats my shoulder. I huff and drop Pizzaro. You're a lot stronger than you look.
He was so normal and perfect. And now he's gone.
You didn't even know him, Anne.
But he had glasses. And he was a gentleman. And a normal human being. Clowns are people too.
What? Why are you mentioning clowns? No reason.
Benjamin even pulled out a handkerchief when water got on me.
Who carries handkerchiefs on them in this day and age?
He did?
If that's what it takes to impress you, I'll consider it. I have bars of soap in my pocket at least. Wow, it sounds like that Benjamin person had game, just like my mentor.
Enough about your mentor. I'm starting to hallucinate about clowns now because of you.
That's not my fault.
Of course it is. Ever since we met, my whole life has been revolving around clowns.
Wait, seriously? Why are you two talking about clowns? Wait, does that mean ever since we met, your life has revolved around me?
In a way, I guess.
Well, that makes me really happy. Hey, whatever you're thinking about, you had better stop it. I'll never allow it. I don't need your approval. But anyway, it was really nice of you to stop Anne from choking me. Since you're being so generous, give me money while you're at it. Excuse? No! Are you going to ask that every time we meet?
Cilantro is right. I should forget about Benjamin. Farewell, you beautiful normal human. The next day, I came back. There's still some time before we have to go meet Dude Fire at McGoofy's. I'll wait here a bit. I believe in miracles that Benjamin is here again. Please, please.
Anne? Are you waiting for that guy from yesterday?
Yeah, I guess so.
Come on, you don't need that scary guy. Good thing I'm a clown. I'll be sure to make you smile again.
Thanks for the thought, but I'm not in the mood to smile.
That's exactly why I'm here. Let's... A bunch of geese jump into the water, splashing both of us. Oh, jeez.
Just like yesterday, except no Benjamin. Go ahead and make fun of me for coming here and getting splashed again.
No can do. Clown commandment number 1. I remember that a good clown entertains others by making fun of himself or herself, and not the expense and embarrassment of others. Pizzaro smiles and winks at me.
What? Clown commandments? I didn't know those existed.
They're the rules that I live my life by. How could I be a decent clown otherwise? Cheer up, Anne. I'll stick with you today. Pizzaro pulls out a rainbow handkerchief for me to wipe myself off with. Ta-da!
Thanks. Those clown rules sound pretty honourable, actually.
They are. And you finally smiled, right? Nice.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting used to all of this clown stuff. Also, do you look a little different today?
Oh yeah, I was practicing my clown makeup. I can't afford to get rusty.
That must be clown lipstick on you then. It's not a bad colour.
I'm glad you think so. Do you want a swatch? Smooch.
Wow, Pizzaro, what are you doing?
Sorry, I was just so happy that I got to meet you. I didn't think you'd actually be back here today.
Jeez, what are you saying? We see each other pretty often, don't we?
Still, I'm really lucky to have met you.
I guess so, considering how bad your look usually is. Oh, it's almost noon. We should head to McGoofy's for Cilantro's soap deal thing. We wouldn't want to keep Dude Fire waiting.
Yeah, let's go.
Pizzaro has been acting a little weird today. He isn't being himself. Maybe this game just has bad writing. Well, he's probably just nervous.
And at McGoofy's. Cilantro, muchacho, you're early. Of course, I didn't want to keep you waiting. A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Fire. I've watched your shows ever since I was a child. Nice, nice. Always great to meet a fan. If you want me to sign something, be my guest. Really? I should have brought my Dude Fire books. How about this business card for now, then? but I must ask you to keep this a secret.
Oh, there they are.
Huh? What the? Pizzaro! Hey, Pops. Long time no see. You dare to show your face around me again?
Whoa, the flames.
What exactly did he do, Mr. Fire? I'll tell you what, Pizzaro was causing all sorts of trouble and always asking for money. Well, that's accurate. And among other things, he took my motorcycle, car, favorite food trucks and crashed all of them.
I thought Dude Fire disowned Pizzaro because he became a clown. There's something else to this.
Sorry, I thought it couldn't be harder than riding a unicycle on top of another unicycle. Son, you're too pretty and too pathetic. I was right to name you Pizzaro. Yours just a combination of pizza and Pizzaro. Get out of my flavor zone.
Oh jeez, Pizzaro. Maybe you should go.
It's fine. Good to see you're still kicking it in middle age, old man. Wait. Pizza peasant. You don't smell like poverty anymore. You smell like bacon and dairy. Just who are you? What are you talking about? You're being silly, right, Anne?
No, I trust Cilantro's sense of smell. And you've been acting different all day.
Wait, is this gonna be Benjamin?
Just who are you?
As expected of a soap salesman, your nose was too sharp for me to fool. That's right, I'm
Pizzaro's twin?
Pizzaro's clone.
Wait, what? That's so dumb.
Oh, that hurts, Anne. I thought we were getting along pretty well. I have to agree with Anne. Instead of replicating someone smart or useful, the pizza peasant is the one person on Earth who has a clone.
Come on, this has to be impossible.
No, it's possible. This is Cilantro. There's a secret calzone family recipe that can create a clone.
Whose family?
All you need is sauce, cheese, a good crust, and chemical X made from DNA samples.
What?
But the recipe for chemical eggs was lost a long time ago. I can't believe someone was able to recreate it. That's right. Of course, Dude Fire of the Calzone would know. But that recipe is just to create a clone. We're trying to make the perfect clown here. This is all for Project Deep Dish.
Don't tell me.
You mean Pizzaro? You're going to use him as a clown ingredient. Wait, clown? Sorry I'm late. The goose I bought the other day came back with its friends. The real Pizzaro? Dad, and... Huh? Why does everyone look... Yo! Me?
Pizzaro, get away from him.
Okay. Now, don't you move. The clone pulls out a revolver and takes Pizzaro hostage. What is going on? What is happening right now?
Again? Seriously?
Unfortunately, we have to use all of Pizzaro in order to make the perfect clown. What? Let go! Hey, settle down. Stop making my job harder. I've been looking for you for 2 years and finally found you yesterday. Anyway, you won't be seeing him again. But I'll see you later, and let's go on a date sometime. No, to both things!
Wait!
I chase after the clone as he kidnaps Pizzaro. And just let him... Excuse me, Miss Employee. Call the police. I don't know if the police or even Chauvin is going to believe this one. Just mention me and they should. No, they really won't come if I do that. Clown! Whoever you are, stop! And who knows what you'll do with a perfect clown running around in the cow zone? I still want my life to be relatively normal. And what about me? Yeah, you too, I guess. Oh, so you guys actually care about what happens to Pizzaro? Not really. I'm just chasing after Anne. Well then, let's see how you do against this. What? No, I said I don't care. This is... The clone somehow summons a magical circus tent? Now we're in my playing field. You can't get outside help now that you're trapped here. How in the world? I'm aiming to be a master clown. I've always wanted to test these powers out for real. Seriously, why are clowns involved all of a sudden? Clone, let go of Pizzaro. No can do. Stay back, or else I might have to get a little rough. The clone points the revolver at me and Cilantro. And don't worry, he must be bluffing. He would have done something already if he meant it. You're gonna get shot, Cilantro. I'm telling you now, you're gonna get shot in the leg. Yeah, and it looks like he needs to capture Pizzaro alive as a fresh ingredient. As long as we don't make any sudden movements, he shouldn't hurt anyone. No, I won't let you. You want a slice of me? Pizzaro headbutts his clone. Ow! Stay put, pizza boy. You think you can beat me? A handsomer, a marginally smarter version of yourself? You can't be that much different than me. Huh, I'm lactose tolerant. No, you're already better. And two pizza clowns keep wrestling. My God! Whatever, let's go with this. The gun. Steal the gun from him. I'm trying. Hey! Pizzaro manages to knock the gun from the clone's hands, making it land in front of me. I check the revolver cylinder. There's only one bullet. Don't move, both of you! Anne! Not me, it's him! What? No, it's him! What? Stop acting like me! Anne's gonna shoot me at this rate! Good, do it, Anne! Cilantro? Can you tell which is the real one? Anne! Sorry to say that if you can't tell, then we're doomed. Or rather, they're doomed. You should just shoot both of them. We have to be careful. There's only one bullet. Oh, then line up, you two. I can shoot them for you if you want, Anne. Hand me the gun. I'd better not. No, how could you forget what I look like? You mean how could you forget what I look like? I mean, you two look like twins. Your clothes are different, but... I believe the pizza peasant was the one with the pizza shirt. But knowing a clown, that clone might have even switched their clothes somehow. Not that any of that matters. Let me shoot both of them, Anne. Cilantro, no. The only thing different is their eye colour. That's it. One has red eyes and one has blue eyes. But do you remember which is which? Well, I'm blue and you're green. So Pizzaro would be red, right?
If we keep the one with red eyes, our palettes would match.
What do you mean, keep? That is how things go in the cow zone. Chances are the red-eyed version is the real one. Phew, good thinking, Anne. I would have never gotten that. Get him, Anne. You got this.
Yeah, this is the end clone.
I point the gun at the blue-eyed Pizzaro. Ah, no! What are you doing? The scream? That's your... Oh, gross, stop it! We share the same face. You don't have to say it like that.
It's you!
I point the gun at the red-eyed clown instead.
The real Pizzaro does the scream on a daily basis, no matter how creepy it is.
Hey! Well, you got me. To think I'd break character only because Pizzaro here can do that disgusting scream trick. Even I can't contort my body like that quite yet. No wonder he's the perfect ingredient for the perfect clown. He is a natural at this. But let me warn you, even if you kill me, you won't be able to escape from this circus tent. But don't underestimate what a master clown in training can do. Yeah, well, don't underestimate what a master underwater basket weaver can do. Pizzaro tackles the clone. Ah, get off me! What? That has nothing to do with basket weaving. Pizzaro holds up one of the clone's arms while restraining him. Ah! There's some kind of weird device here on his wrist. I found it when we were fighting.
A device? Oh, I see it.
That's our only lead. Go for it, Anne. It might be what's creating this strange spatial circus rift.
Yeah.
I aim for the device and shoot. The device breaks and falls off the clone's wrist. Amazing, Anne. That was a bullseye.
Phew. It was nothing. Just like shooting fish in a barrel. But nothing changed. Was that machine completely unrelated?
I'm free again. Thanks, Anne.
Are you serious?
Was that some kind of control device? Of course. I swear the clown code.
You do take that pretty seriously.
That's all it takes for you to believe him?
Even without bullets, I can pistol whip him if he tries anything.
Oh, right. That's our Anne. Hey, I'm telling the truth.
I hope so, for your sake. Well, now that you aren't just a clone anymore, what do you want your name to be?
Pierre. Pierre Perrault Maurice Ronald McGoofy Harlequin III.
You can just be Piero, then.
Oh, that has a nice ring to it too. Nice to meet you, Anne. I'm Piero, a proud clown.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, my name makes me seem like I'm the clone. Don't sweat the details. So, he's on our side now. How did it come to this?
Just roll with it, I guess.
Sorry for all the trouble, Pizzaro. I didn't think I'd make Dude Fire disown us. What? That was you! It's your fault that I've had to live in poverty for the past 2 years. Ah! Wow, you really do cry a lot. Anyway, what exactly was that device that Anne shot? Was it really a control device? Yeah, the real mastermind of this plot put me up to it. He was the one who created me using Pizzaro's DNA. Oh, so you didn't crash Dad's motorcycle to get us disowned on purpose then? And you don't think it's gross when I do the scream? Ah, sure. But anyway, let me undo this circus tent before he realizes you freed me. Ready for the countdown? 3, 2, 1.
The tent changed.
Were you lying to us? No, it's not me. He already found us. The true ringmaster of Project Deep Dish. The master clown. Benjamin. Oh. I swear to God, Benjamin, you better come back into this. Bogo Togo the Bozo. Chapter 5. Project Deep Dish.
Bogo Togo. But isn't that...
My clown mentor? You're a clown? I thought you were a person. Careful, you guys. Bozo's abilities are the real thing. I don't know if I can fight him off, even if I'm not a true master clown yet. Master clown this, master clown that. That's Benjamin. That is 100% him. I think. Possibly. Or... is it? I think it's him. You throw those words around so lightly.
There he is.
Bozo. So your name is Pizzaro now. Of course it is. A fitting moniker for a calzone clown. Welcome to the system. But if that was your best act, then even pathetic little Pizzaro there could be a pro. It's really him, my mentor. That wasn't really my best act. I never wanted to actually kidnap Pizzaro. I don't care. A real master clown dedicates themselves to their act until the very end, no matter how much they may hate their job. 31 points at best. You tried, I suppose. Damn it, he's mocking me. You can tell how funny he thinks you are by the speed of his claps. He's not clapping at all. Oh, he doesn't think I'm very funny. Huh? Then what about me? It took me 5 hours to clap twice after seeing your set, if you could call it one. What? But I've never seen you clap twice. Because practice would end by the time the next clap comes, you dimwit. I'm sorry.
Wow, Bozo really is scary when he yowls.
It's a real clown.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you're afraid of them.
No, I'm fine. It's a fashionable clown at least. It'd be another story if it was that hideous clown from the wanted poster. I thought I looked good. That was you? It was. Goodness. Wait, Bogo Togo the Bozo. Were you the one who put up those wanted posters and not the police? That's right. But only because Pizzaro here turned out to be a homewrecker. Yeah, once Dude Fire kicked out Pizzaro, we had to keep track of Pizzaro's whereabouts as he moved from place to place. Eventually we lost track of him though. That was your job. An easy one, but you still screwed it up. No wonder why you're just another failed clone. I told you, I don't want to be part of this. But you still wanted to see what the ultimate clown would be like, didn't you? You helped, even before I put the control device on you. It's true. But I've changed my mind. After all, Pizzaro is... Piero? Thank you. Too pathetic to be a good clown. Ah! I thought you were going to say something nice about me. I mean, I'm sure you're a great guy and all, but you just don't have the right charisma to be a clown. Sorry. No!
Pizzaro, that's a good thing.
Oh, yes! Stop, please. That's so creepy. Ugh. Shut up, both of you. Yes, sir. We both had it rough, huh? But that's exactly why I can't hand Pizzaro over to you, bozo. He's basically my little brother now. Piero? Wait, why are you the older one? Aren't you like 2? Bozo, not that I'd stop you, but why do you want to use Pizzaro as a clown ingredient? You just said that his sets weren't the least bit amusing. I thought you just wanted him as an ingredient because he is a metaphorical clown, but... close. Just look at him. He is naturally the world's saddest clown all on his own. He was even born on April Fool's. His entire life is one big, miserable joke.
April Fools? That's today.
Oh, well, I'll be. Happy birthday, Pizzaro. Thanks. So, since it's my birthday, could you let me go, bozo? You fool. It's because today is April Fool's. The stars have aligned for this day to happen. That's just what happens in the calzone. And in all my years of living and doing this stupid job, I've never seen a more utterly pathetic and unlucky human being.
Stupid job.
And you would have been the perfect clown if you practiced and didn't spend all day weaving baskets.
But it's my passion.
Huh? You say something?
No, sir. Wow. Bozo is making Pizzaro do the scream more than ever.
I'd rather be the one getting yelled at than have to keep seeing that. True, Pizza Boy is technically a terrible clown. Instead of making the crowd laugh, everyone just feels sorry for him. His juggle acts end with him getting hit in the face by the pins. We had to pretend it was on purpose every time. And instead of getting pied normally, he just inhales and eats it on impact.
That sounds like a trick all on its own.
But that's why we have 2 Pizzaros here. One happy clown and one worthless sad clown. Although failures on their own, I'll combine them to make the ultimate clown. And then, finally, I can.
Bozo trails off. What was he going to say?
Bozo, I looked up to you. And I cried when I thought you died. You always cry. Your tears have as much worth as your underwater basket weaving degree. Oof.
So, Bozo faked his death?
As per the plan, it was to avoid suspicion in the plot to murder Pizzaro. I can't believe it. You fool. Did you really think a single clown car could kill me? You would have to enlist the help of an entire clown army to even have a chance against me.
The clown army? But wait, Pizzaro said the clown car was filled with clowns.
Those were all failed clones. The only remaining one is the defect standing next to you.
There's still something that doesn't fit. But what is it?
Things have been so chaotic today.
I can't get my thoughts in order. But there was something earlier today that doesn't make sense. Though I guess all of this doesn't make sense. Bozo!
Hey, no, Anne, stay away. The guy is ruthless. Yeah, don't let his friendly clown makeup fool you.
Can I ask you a question?
What is it, Anne? What?
Why do you want to make the perfect clown? Aren't you a master clown already? Wouldn't you want to be the best?
No, I'm quitting this clown life. I'm utterly sick of it. My real passion is macrobiology.
Huh, that sounds familiar.
As much as I dislike using my knowledge for making a clown, it's the only way to make a flawless one. I'm the only person who knows how to make a clone and what it takes to be the perfect clown. After all, from birth, I've been trained by my incompetent parents to be a godforsaken clown.
No way! What kind of a parent would do that to their child?
It was because there were clowns too. Complete freaks and fanatics. They even forced me to get these black lines tattooed onto my face when I was a mere child. So I decided to use my parents too. After I'm learning all their clown skills I could, I had no use for them anymore. I reported my parents to CPS and had them arrested for everything they made me go through. Ah, Clown Protection Services! No, you buffoon! But you're going to wish they existed once I'm done with you. Anne, help!
I'm working on it. Bozo, why did you keep clowning then? You could have just quit.
I wanted to, but I spent all this time looking for someone who could fill my clown shoes.
But why would you go so far when you actually hate clowns?
Because somewhere out there, someone actually does like clowns. As a famous and skilled clown, I've been complimented and thanked time and time again for my performances. It's always been a conflicting feeling. But rather than the public, there's only one person I wanted to dedicate my acts to. Still, I'm tired, but at least the ideal clown will be completed soon. Then I can finally, truly leave the stage. Although I wish the circumstances were different, I'm glad we met again, Anne.
That's Rainbow Scarf. That's it!
Anne? Why are you waiting for that guy from yesterday? Unfortunately, we have to use all of Pizzaro in order to make the perfect clown. What? Let go! Hey, settle down. Stop making my job harder. I've been looking for you for 2 years and finally found you yesterday.
Piero knew that I might be at the park again today because he saw me and Pizzaro there yesterday. But he wasn't originally watching Pizzaro. Pizzaro just happened to show up. Piero was there because he was following his boss. Bozo, you're... No, don't tell me.
There it is.
Benjamin! I've been catfished. No, clownfished.
What? I didn't know that guy was Bose. Be quiet, you sideshow failure. Okay. Anyway. Anne, it's too bad. You never remembered me or this rainbow scarf. But perhaps that's for the best. Remembered? Anne, do you know him? Anne.
I mean, clowns aren't that bad. They exist outside the cow zone too. They are just a lot of clowns concentrated here. That's fine. That's not that weird.
Anne? What are you saying?
I don't know, you guys. Maybe we should just let him do what he wants.
I thought you wanted to rescue the pizza peasant. Come on, get a hold of yourself.
But he's so...
It's no good. Bozo meets all of Anne's standards. No, don't fall for Bozo. Enough with your snivelling. I've told you this time and time again. All your crying ruins your makeup. I'm not even wearing makeup right now. I kind of have to agree with him this one, Pizzaro. Clown commandment number 2. I will learn to apply my makeup in a professional manner. A real clown would make sure to not actually cry. Work on your sad clown act. Also, how did you not realize that Benjamin was Bozo? You knew this entire time? Well, yeah. I only got curious about Anne because I saw Bozo talking to her. He never makes idle conversation, so it stood out to me. It's one thing to not recognize me out of clown uniform, but you couldn't even recognize my voice? Imbecile! Well, it's because I never heard you talk outside of yelling. Honestly, I've never heard him use that voice either. He was really nice to Anne. If I didn't know any better, I'd say Bozo has a silence! I was right! Enough chatter. I'll capture you two and make this quick. No! The four of us will do something! 4? I don't know what gave you the idea that I'm on your side.
Cilantro steps away and faces Pizzaro and Pierre.
What? You're betraying us, Cilantro! I'm only on Anne's side, really. And she said a minute ago that we should let Bozo do whatever he wants, right? Life will be easier with 2 less pizza clowns. You sound like you want to get rid of them yourself. Be my guest. Just make sure not to kill them. The ingredients have to be fresh. Bozo tosses Cilantro a spare Glock. My pleasure. He's gonna shoot Bozo. You've got to be kidding! Oh, Piero! What? Be careful. We're in even hotter water now. No. I'm sure Cilantro is just pretending to betray us. He's going to try and shoot Bozo. I believe in him. Okay, I was wrong. Cilantro shoots at Pizzaro and Piero. Piero drags Pizzaro out of harm's way just in time. Are you sure that he thought that pretending? No, he's actually trying to shoot us. Hey, don't do that while I'm still grabbing you. Sorry. Anne, please talk some sense into him. You're the reasonable one.
Yeah. Cilantro, can you stop? That's going a bit overboard.
No can do.
Well, I tried my best.
That's your best?
Well, you might not know this, but Cilantro is really stubborn. Once he's really decided on something, he'll do it. And then he goes above and beyond. For example, I'm going to make a stable living of my Betsy store. Or in this case, I am going to shoot Pizzaro.
So you're saying he's definitely going to kill me?
I guess so. I could stand in front of you for a few minutes to delay your death if you want.
Hey, don't tell me you're thinking of taking that offer, Pizzaro. That's uncool. Don't worry about a thing. I'll be on your side, little bro. Piero! I'll steal that gun, no problem. Piero barely dodges the next bullet by ducking. But Piero, why didn't you move away? The floor? It's covered in soap. It's too risky to run like this. But when did this happen? I didn't even smell it. Huh. It was unscented, you fool. Now, to end this. When did Cilantro become the supervillain here? You know what? I have no idea what's going on now. I'm just rolling with it.
Cilantro, that's enough. Don't you think?
Never. If anything, I'm putting them out of their misery. Have fun in clown heaven.
The two of them disappeared.
What's the meaning of this, bozo? It was you, wasn't it? I thought I told you not to kill them. I had to send them away before you did. But still, bravo. I honestly didn't expect your bloodlust. That doesn't matter to me either way, as long as they're gone. Well, let's go home, Anne. That's enough of this circus.
Wait, no, really? But are Pizzaro and Piero okay? This has all been big joke, right? Since you're a clown and today is April Fool's. Chemical X, a clone, Project Deep Dish. It's all so ridiculous. You aren't actually an evil mastermind, right?
Don't worry about it. I'll let you know how the fusion goes later. You... No. You stay away from Anne, too. I didn't know you had parental rights over her. Say what you want. Nothing good can come out of your company. You'll just drag her into another mess like this one again. And next time, with a perfect clown in tow. I wouldn't be so careless again, but uncertainty and danger are expected when you're dealing with Calzone. If it happens, it happens. You. Cilantro points the gun at Bozo. Why stop getting rid of the 2 clowns when I can go for 3? I've always hated your kind.
Cilantro!
Oh? Are you sure you want to point that at me? Well, judging from how you had to rescue the pizza clowns from the gunshot, it seems like even clowns can't stop bullets. Pizzaro, wake up! Oh, Piero, what happened? And where are we? There's nothing but darkness here. Yeah, and we're stuck in Clowndom Hearts. So we're not dead? Oh, good. I thought this was clown heaven for a second. We're sitting ducks if we stay here. Luckily, I have a plan. I realized it when we went up against Bozo. We're going to use Bozo's plot against him. His plot to use us to cook up the perfect clown? But how can we use that? Don't tell me you forgot. You're hopeless. We're 2 halves of the same pizza, remember? We make up a full pie. Together, we can make the perfect clown. If we fuse out on our own will, there's no way we're gonna be Bozo's puppet. All right, we can do that. Come on now. It's the whole reason I tried to kidnap you. Well, as your other half, I guess it's my job to remember what you forgot. Yeah, we actually make a pretty good pair, don't we? Of course we do. I'm going to miss this. Huh? What do you mean? Nothing. Come on, let's not keep the crowd waiting. Just follow after me if you feel like crying again. Yeah, let's go. Your trigger finger or my master clown reflexes? Which do you think is faster? Well, let me ask you this back then. Your net worth or my Betsy funds? Who do you think is richer? And just as the 2 of them are about to face off... That's enough!
That voice, it's...
This comes to an end now, Bozo! We're going to break out of this circus tent and put an end to your plot. Ugh, you fools! You think this level of clownery is enough to defeat me? In the depths of Pizza Pie's mind. No, it's still not enough. We're still not good enough to beat Bozo. No, we got so far too. It's because we're not fully fused. I knew it would come to this. Hey, Pizzaro, I did you a favor and remembered how to beat Bozo, right? So, you do your job and don't forget me, you hear? What? What do you mean, Pizzaro? We're going to share the same body and coexist like Vigito, aren't we? Sorry, Pizzaro. I'm gonna have to exit the stage early. I'm going to fade away and become a part of you. That's my role as the clone. No, don't go, Piero. You just said I'm hopeless without you, didn't you? Tommy, I'm not leaving you. I'm always going to be there with you, even if we can't meet anymore. So, you better go on lots of dates with Anne in my steed. Got it? No, you should be there too. We can all hang out together. You want me to cuckold your own date? Even I'd feel bad about doing that to my little brother. Piero! I'm starting to get sleepy. I can't stay like this much longer. I hope it's a comfy race car bed in your mind, like the one in Dad's house. Are you practicing your sad clown act? You're getting really good at it. Oh, be a pizza in your heart forever. See you around. This is no sad clown act. Sorry, I could never stop crying. But this will be the last time. Bozo! Why did he get stronger all of a sudden? The circus tent is actually fracturing? This will be the end of all your plots, your experiments, everything. Watch me. This is the end of Project Deep Dish.
We're back in town. Did it work?
It looks like it.
Wait, Piero's missing.
No, he's right here. Pizzaro places his hand on his heart. He's a piece of my heart now, but for some reason, I just don't feel whole.
Pizzaro.
Well, that would have happened either way if I shot him.
Don't say that out loud.
Cilantro, I saw how you were pointing the gun at Bozo right before Piero and I got there. Us going to Clowndom Hearts was all part of your plan, wasn't it? You knew Bozo needed us alive and took the risk, just pretending to betray us, right? Sure. But speaking of Bozo, where is he? We all look around. Was that really your best? Unless you eliminate me, you'll never be the master clown.
Bozo holds up his hand, about to snap his fingers. But Bozo, wait! Stop!
Anne?
That's enough. Why are you doing so much just for a perfect clown? I don't think that many people actually like them.
But, Anne, this was all for you.
What?
You really don't remember me, it seems? That's understandable, though. You must have been younger than 10.
What? Did we really meet before?
Yes, it was the turning point of my life. For a short while, my parents and I visited the cow zone. And that time... I hate this. My damned parents. Whenever I cry, they just laugh and call it a sad clown act. Whenever I just try to eat in peace, they push my face into my plate and say it's pieing. I snapped and threw knives at them, and they just laughed again and said that they need to practice my aim. They're insane. They have to be. I need to run away as soon as I can. But clownery is the only thing I can do to scrape by if I go off on my own. And I'm not good enough yet.
Hello?
Hello?
I haven't seen you around before. Your hair is really pretty.
Oh, thanks. It's normal though.
Normal? Wow. But, are you okay? You were crying for a really long time.
You saw me. Sorry.
Yes,
I'm fine. It's normal.
I don't think so. Really, are you okay?
Are you worried about me? That's never happened before. I'm used to just getting laughed at when I cry.
Huh? That's terrible. You should just leave the people who do that.
Yeah, you're right. Just a little more and I can. I'll do my best until I can perform on my own.
Perform?
Yeah, my makeup washed away from all my tears, but I'm actually a clown.
Oh, that sounds kinda neat. Can you do any tricks?
Yeah. Hold on. The young clown pulls something from his pocket. It's worm on a string. The puppeting is so skillful, it looks like the worm is moving on its own.
Whoa, is it alive?
Have you never seen this before?
No. What animal is it?
It's a worm. A rare species with googly eyes.
Wow, clowns are amazing.
Thanks.
You should keep being a clown. That's so cool. You're an animal tamer.
No, this is... You know what? Yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it? He's my pet. His name is, Googly.
Wow.
I didn't know clowns could actually make someone happy.
Sorry, I was distracted looking at the worm. What did you say?
Nothing. I never got your name, by the way.
Oh, I'm Anne. Anne Chovy.
Ah, she seems embarrassed by her name. I wonder if it'd make her feel bad if she learned my name is Normal.
What about you?
Oh, I'm, Bozo. No, wait, I mean... Togo the Bozo.
Ah, that sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I do remember meeting an older boy with nice black hair.
Of course that's what you remember, and not the rainbow scarf. Ahem. Ever since then, I keep dedicating myself to clownery. Because of your words.
Bozo, I really appreciate it, but I'm actually not really into clowns. I just thought you and the trick were cute.
Oh. Never mind then. That's all it took to stop your clown cloning scheme? Yes, I'm a reasonable man. Were.
Too bad his name is Bogo Togo the Bozo. Oh, else he'd be perfect.
That's just my stage name. My real name is actually just Benjamin. I wasn't lying when I said I'm not from the cow zone.
He's perfect.
What? No, don't fall for the bozo. I had a really cool scene just now, too. Oh, I think you're losing whatever cool points you earned. Something inside of me is... No, it's someone.
Piero.
Ugh, gross. You know I hate that trick. Stop doing it. Especially when we share the same body. Piero, you're back! Pizzaro gives Piero a big hug. Oh, yeah, I am. I thought it would go like Kingdom Hearts, but I was wrong. I thought you were going to be asleep in my mind forever. Yeah, I guess you could say a scream woke me up. Your damned puns. This is why you aren't the ultimate clown.
I'm glad you're back, Piero.
Yeah, glad to be here. So, Bozo, I guess everything's cool now.
It's so ironic. Bozo, in trying to make the perfect clown, you ended up doing the same thing your parents did to you.
You're right. How did I never realize it? I can't believe I forced clownery onto Piero. I actually like it though. Cilantro muffles Piero. I've caused a lot of trouble here. I should turn myself in to the police.
No, forget I said anything.
But
You're too hot to go to prison.
if you say so, I'll stay then.
Wow, he's smiling.
No, go to jail.
Quiet, Pizzaro.
Hey. Wait, I just realized they're Roxas then. Nice. It's over now. What a mess. But still, it's been a while since I've seen Anne have such a good time.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, you.
Thank you. Thank you. You've lifted the clown curse on the cow zone. Too many clowns upset the balance of the lands. But now everything's back in equilibrium. As thanks, I'll grant your wish of true love. Think about it. I'll be back.
And so, some time after foiling Bozo's plot,
I'll be going now. Have fun at your picnic day, sweetie.
snag a rich guy while you're out there.
Yeah.
I get a text from Pizzaro. Apparently Dude Fire took him back in and gave him a phone. Today's the best day ever, Anne. Guess what? An anon stranger sponsored my Betsy store, so I'd be featured on the front page. I'm so happy. Anyway, see you at the picnic day.
That O's clown noses. Wow, good for him though. And I'm glad Pizzaro's getting along with Dude Fire again. But he was still named after pizza and Pizzaro, huh?
All ready, Anne?
Yep, let's go.
Today is picnic day, an annual festival that happens in the cow zone. Hello there. Allow me to check your bag, miss. Oh my, what's this? An empty revolver.
Ah, I forgot to take it out.
Don't tell me it's the one from the circus.
I'm sorry, officer. There's a reason for this.
That's all right. I let a biologist with a concealed weapon through earlier too.
That must be Bozo.
Good Lord. What is this police officer even here for? My boss told me to let him through. We know him actually. He came by the station earlier to report what had happened with the clown scheme. My boss said he was too handsome to arrest. Sounds like someone I know. Well, have a swell day today, folks. Do stay safe. The officer let us through, and Cilantro and I walk around the park. Get your clown burgers, made with real clowns. Excuse me. I don't particularly care if a clown or two have been made into mincemeat, but you're feeding these to children? I prepared these babies with pizza and Piero this morning. pizza is made with real clowns. Don't say it like that.
Looks like Bozo is doing okay. I'm glad he decided to stay here.
I'm just glad he decided to stop being a clown.
Oh, speaking of clowns, is that Pizzaro over there?
Excuse me, sir. You can only get one freebie. No, that wasn't me. That was my clone. How stupid do you think I am, huh? No.
There you are. Here, you can have my freebie then. And cheer up. Want to go to the petting zoo?
Okay. Piero is already there, holding baby chicks. Oh, there you guys are. Beep, beep. They seem a little scared of you, Pizzaro. They do. Don't worry, little guys. I won't eat you. I'm a vegan. I'm not. Piero, no. Please don't eat the chicks. At least not until they're older. Aren't you the McGoofy's worker? Aren't you a kidnapper? Close. I'm a clown. Even worse. Hey, don't say that. We're going to put on a great show later. You are? Ugh.
Don't worry, Cilantro. Both Bozo and Piero are fashionable clowns. I'm sure they'll make Pizzaro look good too.
I thought he and Bozo quit being a clown after everything that happened. Today is a special exception. It's for the children this time, so I'm going to do my best.
Wow, it's Bozo! He's alive! How did you survive the clown car crash?
I jumped right before impact. But don't try that at home, kids. And the crowd goes wild. Hold on to your clown burgers, kids. We have the best sad clown toe today. Give some cheers for Pizzaro. Hello, I'm a clown. Oh, nice cheer in the back.
Cilantro! I have to catch Cilantro as he faints.
I know. You can't believe how Pizzaro and I look like twins. Not right now, you don't. Don't worry, telling the difference between us is easy. Are you listening? I have red eyes and Pizzaro has blue. Simple, right? Oh, it weren't red too. Surprise to me.
What, really? The colour difference wasn't on purpose?
No, I forgot, so I just made the clone's eyes red to match the hair. That and perhaps I thought his eyes were red because they were always red from crying.
Bozo, come play with us more!
The kids took excitedly at the clowns. Oh, sure. I'll show you what a real clown can do.
Oh, what? Wow!
I feel you. Hey, what are you doing over there? Don't worry, kiddos, he won't bite. And if he does, just bite him back. Piero successfully calms down the kids. Geez, so much for a master clown. Looks like you forgot how to smile after not performing for 2 years. I suppose I'm a bit out of practice. And most of my clown days before my disappearance was spent yelling at...
Got your nose! Got your wallet!
No! Anything but that! What in the... You!
Oh, Bozo can't yell at Pizzaro like he usually does, because of all the kids around.
Bozo looks at Pizzaro with an intense, piercing glare. I'm sorry, sir. I'm trying my best, I swear.
Amazing! Pizzaro could understand right away what Bozo meant to say. Is that clown telepathy?
As expected of a master clown. Wait, no, that's Morse code. Bozo is flashing Morse with his eye.
It doesn't look like Pizzaro knows that.
Hey! Oh, give me a second. There we go. They decided to dress up as clowns for picnic day again, so the clown equilibrium was temporarily disrupted. All good now, though. So, have you thought about who your true love is? Let me be clear, this doesn't mean they'll suddenly fall head over heels for you. But this is just a little nudge in the right direction, and the first step. So, who do you choose? Who do we choose?
I mean, is it possible to pick Pizzaro and Piero without also picking the other? I mean, how long do they remain separated for?
You know what? I regret nothing. I'm choosing Bozo. I see. Good luck to you, young'un. Although, this was just a short, silly clown story. I hope the calzone stays in your heart forever. See you around, Space Clown Boy. And so, years later, congratulations on the wedding, Anne and Bozo.
Thank you. I've never been happier.
I can't believe they're getting married. Well, I guess he beat me to it. Hey, don't you go crying too. I'm not. I just have soap in my eyes. I never thought you would actually accept my proposal. I'm a flawed man, but I swear to make you happy.
I already am, Bozo. I already am.
I regret nothing. And so, they lived happily ever after.
Where? Oh, it was a dream. The weather was so nice. I took a nap on accident.
Is everything all right? I noticed only now that Bozo had been sitting next to me on the bench.
Yeah. Were you waiting for me to wake up?
Yes, just standing guard, if you will. Your soap friend and the clowns were arguing about who gets to watch over you.
Thanks,
Bozo is playing with his worm on a string.
Is that Googly? From all the way back then?
It is. I was fiddling with him just to pass the time. He and the rainbow scarf are the few props that I actually like. Of course, Googly is just a cheap toy, but he became something like a keepsake after meeting you. Though it turned out that I had just made misconceptions about you. That memory helped me keep going on. It may be selfish of me, but I still think of that day fondly. It was the only decent moment in my childhood.
That's okay. I mean, I'm selfish too. I even had a weird dream that we, got married. Funny, right?
Bozo flinches and messes up the trick with Googly.
Whoa! I didn't think I'd see a master clown mess up.
I never thought I would either. Good thing I'm quitting clownery.
But you always take your makeup and wig off so quickly. It's kind of amazing.
Wig? That's my real hair.
Then this one is the wig? That's a bit of a letdown. But I think you're great.
No, they're both my real hair. I'm just that good at transforming.
What? I don't believe you. I should search his pockets one of these days.
You're what now?
Nothing. I'm glad we can talk normally to each other now.
I agree. I had a presumption as to who you were just from that one interaction in the past. I truly am sorry for that and the trouble it caused.
No, that's okay. I mean, I'm guilty of that too. But, I think it'd be nice to get to know each other from now on.
You want to know someone like me? Well, if you insist. Nice to meet you then. I'm Benjamin, a biologist with some unfortunate experience in clownery. You can call me Bozo if you'd like.
And I'm just a normal girl named Anne from the Calzone. Nice to meet you too.
Bozo and I shake hands, smiling and holding on long after the handshake was over.
So, are you free this weekend?
Sure. It was my job to ask that though. I'll be sure to do it next time.
Phew. All right. By the way, I heard from an officer that you told the police what had happened.
Yes, I felt better to finally clear my conscience.
I'm glad they decided not to arrest you.
I suppose we have to thank the Calzone for that, ironically enough.
Yeah, as cursed as it is. For once, I'm glad we live here.
Phew, that was my first picnic day ever. It was fun. It's one of the few things worth coming back to this cursed town for.
Why don't we all take a picture together so we can remember this day? And commemorate stopping the clown plot, I guess.
I'm sorry. Great idea, Anne. I think there was a photographer over there. Oh, hello. Did you folks want your picture taken?
Yes, a group photo, please.
No problem. Stand right over there. The photographer takes out a toy bird. A birdie? I'm fairly certain we're too old for that. Oh, that's odd. I could have sworn there was a child. And another clown. What was that? Oh, nothing.
I guess Pizzaro is technically 2 years old.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me I'm too young for you, Anne. That's your first concern. Wouldn't it be yours, right, Pizzaro? Huh? I don't know.
Come on, you guys, let's take a proper picture. Cilantro won't get a chance to visit again for a while. But actually, I get the feeling that this is the last time we'll all get to be together.
I actually had that feeling too. Geez, crying again. This is why I always say you're the little brother. Hey, mister, can I borrow that birdie for a second? Oh, sure. Here you go. Come on, Pizzaro, watch the birdie. It should be you watching it. Oops, that somehow made it worse. Bozo's gonna scold you for crying at this rate. No, it's fine. Go ahead and cry. Just know that it'll show up in the pictures. You aren't gonna yell for once? Hey, I didn't yell at you. Why are you crying even more now? Oh, good. I think some happy tears are mixed in there. Still, cheer up, would ya? But this is end. Jeez, this is a bit cheesy, don't you think? Crying right before we say goodbye.
But a little bit of cheese is what a good pizza needs, right?
I suppose so. Then I'll help make him cry too. You.
Cilantro!
Ugh, you got off easy this time.
We're ready for the picture.
Oh, are you sure?
Yep, it's more natural this way.
Alright then, watch the birdie. It's kind of adorable. So I wonder if we always get a wedding scene no matter who we pick. I kind of want to go test it. Or is it the end? Next time in the Calzone. All I desire is clown salvation.
The true evil of the cow zone.
Are you saying that wasn't you? Stay away from this case. He's dangerous. I'm the only one who can settle this.
Are you serious? Bozo was actually hit by a clown car and has amnesia.
My name was Bozo? Really? Of all things? Anne, good timing. I just lost a bunch of the bacteria from my microbiology job. Help me find them. I'll get fired if I don't. Why do I have an urge to tell him he's doing everything wrong? No. The soap market crashed. The soap bubble burst. Pizzaro, I'm going to quit being a clown. I'm not Pizzaro anymore. Call me Maurice. Sorry, but you'll have to fill in Bozo's clown shoes by yourself. Take care of this problem by yourself, okay? What? Maurice, no! How am I supposed to win against him? The real mastermind behind all of this. Lunchable. Superb Project Deep Dish. Wait, so is it a punch starter? Is that actually going to be the sequel? Okay, I'll pick Pizzaro this time. I see. Good luck to you, young'un. Although this was just a short, silly clown story, I hope the cow zone stays in your heart forever. See you around, Space Clown Boy. Later, during the picnic day. Hey, Anne?
Oh, hey!
The clown show was pretty fun. Yeah, it was fun performing with Piero, but, I have something to tell you. Oh, are you finally going to Piero! Pathetic. Is that how you're going to go about it? Speak up. Straighten your back. Okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah. So, you know how I'm back to studying microbiology thanks to my dad? The college's biology department had a display up today, actually. It's pretty cool. So let's go see it together.
Sure, I wonder what it is. Does anyone else want to come?
Wait. Oh, sounds good. I saw it already, but I'll go again with my two favorite people. No! Hey, I was just kidding. Hurry up and go. Then I'll come too. I'll dress up as a clown again if I have to. What? Ugh, never mind then. Pizzaro and Bozo stared down each other. I'm more of a macrobiology sort of person.
Ah, that's too bad. I guess it's just us two then. Let's go.
Yeah, you.
Do I really need to close my eyes, Pizzaro?
Yeah, I want it to be a surprise. We're almost there. Now you can open your eyes.
Wow!
Ta-da! It's the Photobacterium phosphorum, the bacteria that can glow in the dark. These bacteria can live in symbiosis with some fish to glow. Kind of like you and me.
Is that a compliment?
Of course.
But wow, it It really smells like cheese in this room.
Oh, yeah, that's because of the bacteria.
Actually, it smells just like the McGoofies I took you to the day we met.
You're right. I'll never forget those fries you brought me.
Huh, you looked at those fries like they were the best thing in your life.
But now you are. I'm pretty sure I survived this far only thanks to you. I know I'm not the most normal person or clown, but let's stay together always.
Sure, you're bound to get into more trouble on your own. I guess I'll just go rescue you again if more clones or clowns come.
Ah, you're the best in the whole world. I kind of really want to know what happens if we pick Piero. We need to find out.
Later, during picnic day.
Hey there, Anne. How'd you like the clown show?
It wasn't bad. I'm surprised how good you are with kids.
What kind of big bro would I be otherwise? Maybe next time we could even have you dress up as a clown and join the show.
No thanks. It was bad enough seeing myself in clown makeup when Pizzaro did it for me.
What? That happened? I missed all the good stuff. Sometimes I really am jealous of that pizza clown.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind switching his life with you. But I guess you've already done that.
Yeah, I infiltrated both his family and friend group. But now I'm just a regular part of both now. Or at least I hope so.
I'm sure you are. Even Dude Fire seems to like you now.
Yeah, after Pizzaro told Dude Fire that I had saved his life. It was just a bullet though, no big deal. I gotta say, the day I met you was a blast though. Even when you were deciding which clown to shoot, I was having a good time.
Huh? Why is that?
It just felt like, well, you already knew Pizzaro well enough to tell him apart from a clone, you know?
Sort of.
Either way, it was just really fun to be a part of the fray. When I was pretending to be Pizzaro, I had to mentally step into his clown shoes. I could tell that the three of you actually kind of get along despite everything. I wanted to be a part of that too. That's why being a clown is the best. It's our job to bring about smiles and make friends. And, well, I know I'm always joking around, but I hope that, well, let's just say that I hope you can tell the difference between me and my clone one day, too.
Oh, jeez. Please don't get a clone. My aim isn't always that lucky.
Don't worry, I'd get rid of it myself. Wouldn't want to share.
Share what?
Nothing. But that being said, want to go on a date sometime?
Oh, you and your jokes again.
I wasn't really joking though.
Sure, let's go then.
Well, it's my fault for always acting like a clown. Huh? Did you really say okay?
Yeah, sure. I want to get to know you better too.
Really?
Yeah, of course. You're awfully different today. You're usually always confident and smug.
Yeah. I'm good at acting, but not when it comes to this. Just so we're clear, I'm Piero, not Pizzaro. So if you mix it up, now's the time to say so.
No, I'm sure. Don't worry. Are you blushing through your clown makeup?
What? No. That's impossible. Do you know how many layers there are?
Not enough, apparently.
Okay, so we're on to our last choice. Come on then, Cilantro. Later, during the picnic day. The day is almost over, and so is my stay in the calzone. Try not to get mixed up in more clown business while I'm gone, alright?
I couldn't help it this time. Pizzaro was starving when I found him.
This whole ordeal was like a bad Disney movie. Beauty and the Clown, I suppose.
I guess the tagline would be, first saw him as a clown, now seeing him as a human.
They'd go bankrupt if they actually made that movie.
Maybe it'd make a better video game then.
Huh? Yeah, right.
There's a heavy, self-aware silence. But I guess that would make Pizzaro the love interest then. That's funny to think about.
Couldn't I be the one instead?
Huh?
Nothing. Anyhow, as I was saying, I'll be leaving the calzone soon. The sauce-scented soap the Dude Fire commissioned is complete.
Ah, that's too bad. It was nice having you back. I guess you're okay with Pizzaro sticking around then.
What do you mean?
Didn't you come all the way here because of my letter about him?
You knew all along?
I had a feeling.
Can you blame me? How am I supposed to keep calm when I read about how he escorted you home and had a candlelight dinner with you?
It really wasn't how you imagined, I swear.
I suppose I can rest easy next time, though. If another pest shows up, either the rainbow clown or the clone clown will drive them away from you. I'm sure.
Except they might commit first-degree murder.
Good. I can sleep easy then.
You really are different from when we were kids. I had no idea that little Cilantro would grow up to shoot clowns eventually.
That. I'm sorry, Anne. You're right. I used to be different, back when I was bullied for being poor and soapy. It just broke my heart seeing my dad work so hard, with nothing to show for it. He was always too nice, and it never did him any favors. I don't mean to say all that as an excuse for why I'm like this, but it's just the reason. I must admit the journey to adulthood changes us all, but I'm meant to act the same as I always have to you. So, no, it's nothing. I'll tell you later once I've grown up and just a bit more. You're right, I get impulsive when it comes to you, so I'll try to work on that first. You deserve better than me as I am now.
What are you talking about?
Like I said, I'll tell you later. As I promised when we were children. One day, I'll come back to sweep you away once I've finished work.
Huh? I think you're remembering it wrong.
You got me. This is my new goal then. Once I'm done, then I'll dedicate all of my time to you. I promise.
Well, if you say so, I'll wait then. I think you're already doing great though. After all, I heard Pizzaro had an anonymous Betsy sponsor earlier today.
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, I hope you enjoyed that playthrough of Pizzaro Project Deep Dish. I'm not entirely sure what I expected from this game coming into it, but it wasn't this. But I think I loved it. If you want some more sad clownboy content, then feel free to check out the game Don't Toy With Me. And if you've enjoyed your time here, please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel to stay up to date with all our newest releases. But other than that, I hope you have a spooky day and I'll catch you next time, guys.